Hey, Joe.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic, especially
Good.
on a Monday after a 4-day weekend. I'm doing good.
Yeah. Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was really nice. I mean, I just hung out in Minneapolis. I didn't go see my family. We decided just to keep them separate. So it was low key, but I was with my boyfriend, so that was nice.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. How about yours?
Same. It was low key and we had a good time.
Good. Happy to hear
Very,
it.
very relaxing for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to join me for this. We're joined here today by Joe Ryan, Oppidan Investment Company's CEO and founder. Oppidan is a development group that's active in a variety of industries like mixed use, retail, and senior housing. Joe, thanks for speaking with me today. Let's start out by talking a bit about how you got started in development. What motivated you to get started in development?
Well, Kelly, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
That's an interesting question. I had no intention of being a developer when I started Oppidan.
Mhm.
I was coming out of the asset management world, and I thought that that would be an opportunity to create some value in some existing real estate. And lo and behold, I did none of that. And um, a friend of mine at Norwest Bank, Wells Fargo today, asked if I could help him do a branch bank in Apple Valley, and that's what started our development business. And that just rolled forward 30 years later, and through the downturn and our diversification efforts in the last 12 months or 12 years
Mhm.
uh, into many different asset classes. And it's been a great run, and we've enjoyed the business. We've got a team of 42 people, and we focus on development only, and we do that on relationship based, and it's been very good. Now, in '08, I might have had a different view, but we got to the other side, and very proud of how we handled ourselves throughout that.
Awesome. Thanks. Well, I mean, you kind of gave us an overview already of what you guys are, but what's your mission? What do you stand for and what do you look for in projects?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you say the mission. We're very community oriented.
Mhm.
We've got a very family atmosphere here at Oppidan. We have our philosophy at Oppidan is work hard, play hard, and we do that. We do that very, very well. We do what we say. We've never done one deal with anybody. It's always been repeat business,
Mhm.
and we're excited to continue that. And doing business with people we want to do business with, and people who want to do business with us, and that's very important to us. Our look in the future is very bright.
Mhm.
We're going through some tough times here. This pandemic has certainly caused great pause for everybody,
Mhm.
personally and professionally. I don't think we've seen the effects of that on the economic side. I don't think that fallout is even in front of us at this point.
Okay.
Uh, I'm going to be watching that with a very curious eye,
Mhm.
and concern. I think we've overstated things and have caused a major economic pressure that we just can't fund it. The
Mhm.
government can't fund it to keep it going, and that's going to be costly to our country. Um, but at Oppidan, we continue to be well capitalized, focused on what we do well,
Mhm.
and continue to provide product that is in demand. Now, our retail game was number one in 2007.
Mhm.
Today, we have a very small percentage of our asset class and asset base in retail. Significant in senior housing. It's a great industry,
Mhm.
and I think that is the core of what Oppidan's all about, because that's development with a heart and a soul. And
Mhm.
boy, we love doing that business
Mhm.
because we're providing a terrific service. We our residents are first and foremost. Yep, we're a profit generating company, but
Mhm.
there we can provide comfort, love, and security to our residents. We're doing some other things as well, multifamily,
Mhm.
some critical infrastructure, data center work, and distribution work as well. Again, areas that have demand in this current environment.
Mhm. Did you recently pivot to focus on those last things you just listed to me, or when did those come up in your development plans?
In 2008, when the music stopped, that was a tough time for us. We're developers, and we would buy it, build it, and sell it, and we'd have a chunk of projects that were on the boards ready to go, and those never came to fruition. Big cost involved there.
Mhm.
We had projects in the ground, and we had to finish them, and we did. And we had an existing portfolio, but we couldn't sell anything. So in that time, we owed third parties and banks a lot of money, and valuations had tipped over, and our deal with the banks were pretty simple. We'll pay it back 100 cents on a dollar, and there's no question about that. We might need a little more time, but we'll pay you back 100 cents on a dollar. And to our third parties, we had that same deal, and we did. We paid everybody back 100 cents on a dollar. But it was at that point in time that we decided that we had to pivot. We had to get out of the sole business of being retail developers and diversify our business. And we did that. We grew up, and here we are today with that diversification that I've mentioned. And today, in these COVID impacted times, we're withstanding them nicely because of that diversification.
Okay. I was going to ask you to compare the current economic downturn to the 2008 one, but you just did. But I mean, what challenges this time are different than challenges compared to the 2008 downturn?
Well, in this one, we know it's going to come to a close.
Sure.
We know it's going to end, and we know that the vaccine is going to be surfacing. We're seeing dramatic improvements in hospitalizations and in the ICUs, and generally speaking, yes, the deaths are up, and that's such a sad state of affairs. But things are improving, and we know it's going to continue to get better, and we'll get to the other side of this thing when we think that is going to be, as that vaccine is presented to us. Back in 2008, we had no idea. We had no idea. Those were uncharted economic times, and that unknown was so significant. That was hard to manage. That was hard to understand. That was, you're grabbing your seat of your chair, and you're just hanging on and hoping for better times. It was January 1 of 2010. I was in our office back at 7101 when we were there. And I had no idea if it was right to keep the business going. We had 20 some people working together, our family, our Oppidan family. What was my responsibility to those families, to my family? And those are the kind of thoughts that were going through my mind. Not in this situation, because we know we can contribute here. Back then, our hands were tied. The banking industry is much more secure and footed today than it was then. And we learned discipline in 2008. And we're trying to rely on that discipline today.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you. Well, let's pivot to senior housing. So I understand that you guys have increased your focus on senior housing, and I'm curious why that is.
Well, that industry has got some great future. The demographic trends are that demand is going to continue to grow, and that's going to grow into the late 2020s. We know that we can't change the aging of America. There's a demand side there, and we're bringing that supply to the table. And that's a part of it. And the other part of it is it's great business. I mean, that's beyond real estate. That's an operating company, of which we're not, but we affiliate ourselves closely with some of the leading operators in the country to help us deliver the right product.
Okay. Do you have a goal with your senior housing initiative? Do you want to do X number of developments or invest X amount into it? Or is it just see the projects you want and move forward with those?
We're a specific goal, no.
Mhm.
We have to continue to watch our allocation in the senior area as
Mhm.
we're trying to support multifamily, in the industrial sectors,
Mhm.
and a little bit of retail work that we're doing. So we're trying to make sure that we're diverse. Diversification, what we learned in '08, I don't want to forget it in 2020, 2021.
Okay. Is this the long-term plan for you, or is this short-term?
The senior housing,
Yeah.
we're in this game for a long time.
Okay.
This is a big part of our future. We're committed to it, and we continue to look for opportunities. What we're finding is we've only been in that game for about 6 years, and
Mhm.
we're learning every day, and we're relying on those who have done it for many years, being more than ourselves. And what we find is, as our growth continues and our brand continues to show that many opportunities are coming our way, and that's exciting. That's exciting to think that we're currently involved in. We just opened a project in Napa, California, and we have 3 others on the about to start one here shortly in
Okay.
Southern California,
Mhm.
2 others in the California market, the
Mhm.
Midwest, and even on the East Coast. To think
Mhm.
that we're looking at that diversification of geographies in this industry just tells you the commitment that we have.
Mhm. Are there any challenges with branching into senior housing development?
Oh, the easy answer would be to say no, but
Yeah, but I want the real answer here.
the challenges are significant.
Mhm.
And because the markets are different. We started in here in Minneapolis, St. Paul market. Our
Mhm.
first project was in Woodbury. What we built in Woodbury 5 years ago compared to what we built on the University of Minnesota campus, Pillars of Prospect Park,
Oh,
woefully different product.
okay.
And because of that market that each of these communities are serving, very
Mhm.
different needs, very different demands, very different expectations. So we're not building this. We're building what the market tells us to build, and we're continue to try to refine what we're doing.
Mhm.
And we're finding that the active lifestyle, the wellness component, very important. And we focus on both of those things as we're building independent living, assisted, and memory all under in one community. And we're trying to address the needs of all of those variations in our communities. And then COVID hits. What does
Mhm.
that mean? How do we address that long term? How long is it going to be with us? And that whole social distancing and what does that look like? So even in the midst of our designing, as we're bringing a Prospect Park to the table, opening that, I think we opened that in May of this past May, right in
Mhm.
the heart of, right in the midst of the COVID situation. We had to make some adjustments
Mhm.
in all of our communities. We do. Now, should we be making those adjustments in the design phase of some of our more recent projects? Yes, I think we do. Now, we can't go overboard.
Mhm.
We shouldn't go overboard. What happens in these communities is this is about this is a socially important for the seniors to have contemporaries to be with. And so we can't distance them too much, and we can't force that on them, because that takes away the core of what these communities are all about.
Sure. Great, thanks. Well, one of the last things here I wanted to ask about was Oppidan's future, which I think we've discussed pretty extensively already, but what are your expectations for the coming year?
I look at this next year as being um, a year of continuing uh, growth, continuing to learn, and continuing to get better.
Mhm.
Now, on paper, how are we going to do? Probably not that well, because
Mhm.
of the uncertainty that's out there. But we're prepared for it. And when we come out, 22, I think will be a good year for us. I think there's going to, the year of 21 will be, as I said, um, but that's going to be good for the company. We can get better, we can get stronger, and we can get prepared for 22 and beyond. Whether that starts end of 21, I don't know, but I can tell you that we're not stopping. You know,
Mhm.
one thing that we didn't do in '08, we certainly aren't doing it today, is we didn't slow down and say, hey, let's wait for the market to come back. We're saying, let's look for the right opportunities to enter the market when they come forward. And that's got us through in '08. That'll continue to keep us going strong in 2020.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, Joe. Is there anything else you want to add in or mention here?
I don't think so. Just generally speaking, I'll maybe non-deal related, non-real estate related. The
Mhm.
good news is that there's good news coming, and
Yeah.
it's coming now. And
Mhm.
you know what? This is tough. This is tough for the families that have children at home. This is tough for the elders that are passing and their families. This is tough as business owners to manage through it, and this work from home. And you know, many things are changing. But the good news is the future's bright. And we got to focus on the fact that the future is bright. We got to ignore those naysayers that are always looking at the negatives. The future is bright. Trust me. I built this company over 30 years, not because my dad told me, he said, don't read the paper. He said, get
Mhm.
up, put your feet on the ground and go forward. And, you got to get to work.
Mhm.
And the future has been bright, and it's going to continue to be that way. We got to look forward.
Awesome.
And boy, I'll tell you, that's something that this whole team here, our families, and our extended families all believe that.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we'll end it on a note of positivity, which I like. So thanks for your time, Joe. I guess we're done with the podcast part now. Is there any news that I should know of? Anything fun that I could cover in the coming weeks that Oppidan's working on?
Well, we got a lot of stuff going on here.
I know.
Kelly, you want to stay close to us.
I do, of course.
There's great, some fun stuff that we got on the board.
Okay.
So yeah, stay close.
Okay, well, I'll keep chatting with Mary then, and
Yeah, please do.
she'll send me
Please do.
stuff. All right. Well, thanks, Joe, again for your time, and have a good
You
one.
bet. Take care,
Bye.
Kelly.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye now.